on, ladies and gentlemen? It's a little dusty if you can't tell. But I can't read the names very good from this far. Joey, hi Joey. How you doing tonight? I'm planting beans. I'm in charge of our bean planter. Dad runs the corn planter. I'm fairly certain it says in the title, live from the Soybean Planter, but I do appreciate the question. The field I'm in right now has the remnants of some oil well pipes from years ago. There were oil wells drilled out here, and now they're just capped off out in the middle of the field, not really much of a marker on them, so it's kind of sketchy. You can't tell how dusty it is. I have a fairly certain idea of where they are, but that doesn't hurt to be a little skeptical. What size of tractor? This is an 8285R John Deere front wheel assist tractor, an 8R tractor, 285 horse. I believe around this time when they went to the R series is when they started indicating in the last 3 words of the tractor name, of the tractor number, I guess I should say, what horsepower they are. So our 9R, our 9000, John Deere 4-wheel drives, the 9460R. The 460 is how much horsepower. Yeah, I bet you that was a dream. The 9Rs are a little heavy for what we use them for, but if I was running like a DB planter, I think I'd want a 9R on it. That 60-foot exact emerger we run with it's an 8310R pulling it, so 310 horsepower front wheel assist, does not have enough power to pull that planter as fast as it's capable of. I saw a millennial farmer had one today with either a 375 or a 410 quad track 8R. That'd have enough power to pull it fast enough. I always got my apple cider on me. It's not just water. If you didn't see, it's just water. Well, is there anything you guys want to see? Any questions you have? Hunter, hey Hunter. A 9R. No, he had an 8R quad track. Whatever the fancy new 8R, a $600,000 8R tractor, a little bit ridiculous, but you got the money. I'm sure his was a demo. I'd love to demo one. Unfortunately, there comes a point when the price tag of equipment does not justify the productivity or the value it adds to your farm. Unless you could somehow replace 2 tractors with that, with a quad track 8R, I don't see the price tag really justifying. It's replacing a 2-track if you have a 2-track. I don't even know if tracks are, other than looking cool, really worth the money. Flip the camera. I'm not sure where's the camera right there. Have you ever tried an 8RT? No, we haven't tried an RT tractor. Sorry, my mount's kind of blocking. That's my part of the mount for this iPad. Oh. If the mount goes, the iPad's done for him. How's it going? You'd almost have to demo. I mean, you put a brand new... I've seen a few of their videos, Joey. It's really neat to see, or at least fascinating for me as someone who's involved with agriculture every day, to see how vastly different these operations are. When you get, I think Welkers are from Montana, if that's my memory serves me correct, millennial farmers from Minnesota, and just in the, I guess I say just, like it's a small amount, but in the distance between us, at least millennial farmer does the same thing we do, is growing corn and soybeans. The way they do it, and the way their methodology for completing that task is completely different than ours. It's neat. A lot of different methods to grow very, very, very plentiful crops. And you'll see that even on a small scale, that farmers just down the road from each other can have two completely different perspectives on what should be done, in their mind for the crop to be successful, and they'll go about it two different ways, but the end result is they both grow good crops. I don't like case though. Each his own. We have a lot of John Deere equipment on our farm. Actually, probably, if you've seen my videos, 95% John Deere equipment. Maybe more than that, our backhoe's a case. And we have an old Farmall H in the barn. I don't know if you really consider that farm equipment anymore. It's more just an antique tractor. Nowadays, they all make good equipment. It's hard to beat that green and yellow, though. Ooh. Even dusty, look at it. It just shines back there. A lot of beeping. The one part about planting I do not enjoy. Look how much dust I've collected in the last few days. I would open my back window and pull on my, let's see if I can pull my camera down a little bit. Can't really see. Like right here on the back window, just like, I normally would not do that. I did that just for you guys. That's how much dirt I've collected in just 2 days, maybe. Any questions? I will say that if you're having issues with the notifications on the videos, I've scoured everything on my end. It seems to be a platform issue with YouTube. Other than if someone said my videos are showing up made for kid, I don't have it set to that. My restrictions on every video in my studio show that there's no restrictions. If it was made for kids, it would say that on my side. It doesn't. I'm not quite sure how to overcome it. I even have problems. I tried to go live and a couple of days ago when I was planting that 200-acre field. I think I put that video up. I did, yeah. But I tried to go live then, and I couldn't even go live. Now I've got the ability to go live, which is nice. I love John Deere tractors. They're very expensive. I need to find a way to hold my chat up. Oh, there we go. Make sure I don't run anything over when I do this. You're in a very inconvenient spot for my eyesight. Samuel, I have, I'd say about 70 acres or so left here. Pretty big field. One of our more productive farms. You won't be able to tell here, but last year I replanted like 30 acres of beans out in the middle of it because it's almost a basin for all the surrounding farms. Extremely productive ground, but it is productive inherently by how much time over its life and over millennia that it's spent underwater. So that's why the ground's so rich. It's got a lot of silt on it. We'd call it kind of a muck. Very, very good ground. Impossible to drain if it rains. I'm not talking like a 2-inch rain's not a big deal. We're talking about like a 4-inch rain. Whereas last June, we had 10 inches of rain in 10 days. You could have probably taken a jet ski out here if you wanted to. But it's dry now. I believe I'm getting close to something. I'm very hopeful that I have enough beans in the planter to finish this field. I'll probably call it 9 after. Somewhere up here is the object I'm looking for. Okay. Alright, pull my comments back up. Somehow. There we go. Make sure I don't run anything over. Tyler said, yeah, we have 2 9Rs. We put 2 30-inch 30-inch light bars on them. Oh, like to light it up? That'd be nice. These 8Rs came with really good lights from the factory. I think it'd be really neat to have some LED bars back on the planter somewhere, maybe looking out to the side. I can't really see behind the planter. Joey is from South Dakota. That's God's country, isn't it? Everywhere's God's country. If you ever want to get on a farmer's good side, just ask them how it's going in God's country. They always like to have their farm referred to as the best of the best. Even if it's not, it's like a compliment. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. What county are you in? Oh, Tyler said, I like green and yellow tractors, but not on football jerseys. That's funny. Yeah, I would say by trade or by inheritance, I was a Rams fan. My granddad, who passed away years ago, had season tickets to Rams games, and I think he'd be, rest his soul, rolling over in his grave if he knew that they weren't in St. Louis anymore. What county are you in? I'm in, what does that say? Peoria County? Oh, that is God's country. McLean, Peoria, that's good dirt up there. Coles County, so south of Douglas to south of Champaign. So did you, here we go, next comment. Unfortunately in Ecuador, we get a lot of Chinese tractor, cheaper, not so great quality. Yeah, but you probably run into an issue of logistics. Just getting the tractors to Ecuador is a challenge. Whereas, obviously John Deere's made here, but you see in Europe, the presence of tractors like Finn and the other ones, Finn, I can't even think of them. Honestly, my largest experience with European tractors is solely from Farming Simulator. I've only seen Finns around the area in the last few years, really. Everyone makes a good tractor. Lexion, Klaus, I guess I didn't think about them. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So did you pick Deere or a dealership? Well, we've ran Deere equipment for ages. I mean, as long as I can remember, our equipment's been green. I think you are along the right lines when you're saying, did we pick a dealership? There was not that much presence in the area of Case IH dealerships or any competitive brands, Steiger, anything of that sort. And at the end of the day, especially when these decisions were made, eons ago, serviceability is massive. If our tractor breaks down, if we get a Challenger or something, I think the nearest Challenger dealership, I guess they're not Challenger anymore, AGCO, whoever owns them now, like for them, instance, Caterpillar, it's like an hour away. You think of the service calls on something like that, or having to take your tractor in to be worked on if it has to be done in the shop, that's a massive, massive weight and burden to overcome for that equipment to be enjoyable, even if it's good equipment. Now, I'm not saying our Deere equipment is flawless. We have our problems, but you have problems with everything. Not everything's going to be perfect. But if something goes wrong, the Deere dealership's 10, 15 minutes away, 20 minutes in a tractor. Starting to get paranoid. There's a mark on my GPS of like it's like something's flagged somewhere on the GPS screen. I keep looking, I don't see it. I'm trying to read comments and do that. How is the planting going? Extremely well. This feels like a leisurely joyride compared to last year. We didn't even have, let's see what day today is. Today's the 20th, April 20th. We didn't even plant our first field of corn last year until maybe the first week of May 5th, I think, and that was incredibly early for the year. We didn't even finish planting until the first week of June. Crops got hammered. Corn did not turn out well. Soybeans turned out all right. I mean, I don't know if I'm just a master artist. I figured it was the planter driver that made the difference. Okay. Ground conditions are perfect too. It's really hard to beat this. It feels so unusual. Last year felt like 2 years combined, 3 years combined. Just the toll of replanting. The crop was never really recovered well in our end. Other areas did have decent crops, 200 plus bushel corn, not ideal. I say 200 plus bushel corn is not ideal, but in 18, when we're picking 250 plus bushel corn in every single field, when you go to a year like last year, 2019, it's just not, it's not the same. It's tough. Yeah, in central Illinois, if it's not 250 bushel, you might as well tear it out of the ground. There's a way to keep the comments on the screen at all times. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, it's pretty neat. I think that's awesome that he's done that for himself, that he can get those demos. Who said that? Jeffrey? And what a great platform to showcase equipment like that. I think our only chance of getting a demo on an 8R quad track is for a farm, not for my YouTube channel. That's alright, I just do this for fun. It's really neat to interact with you guys. This is so hard to read. I have to like put my face in it. Okay. Selena? I can't even read. Whoever's name starts with a K that said hi to you. Hello, Alberta. How do you say that, Alberta? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Alberta. Hi from Mattoon, Illinois. What speed are you planning? About 7 miles an hour. We'll say 7 miles an hour. That sounds good. Diff locks on. Trying to keep the road straight. Great videos. Thank you. Windling Farms. Hope the season's going well wherever you are. Do you plant any no-till, or do you till every field you plant before? That's a great question. Was that Lane? Well, see, we do what I would call no-till. It's not no-till. No-till to me is the field has never worked from the time it's harvested to the time it's planted. That's no-till. We do a vertical tillage on a bare minimum. Our ground is going to be vertical tilled. I've answered in one of the videos, we like to do that on ground that's a little more marginal, has a little more slope and erosion issues. In the last few years, I'm really leaning towards the no-till, or not the no-till, the vertical till, because I like the ability to come in the spring, less intensive of equipment demand. We need another field cultivator. You practically need 2 field cultivators to keep up with the high-speed planter. This planter needs another field cultivator on its own. We could get another field cultivator, then we have to get more help. I'd rather just start no-tilling the beans. I've never seen any negative effect other than weed control. That tillage pass does make a difference on weed control. It really just comes down to preference. Inherently, the ground that's chiseled is worked so deep. I guess ripped. I say ripped. The ground that is ripped is so soft. Like this field in it right now was ripped in the fall. We're working it with the ripper 6+ inches deep, give or take. Maybe even more than that, maybe more like 8 or 9. And when we come in here in the spring with the field cultivator, it's really spongy. And I imagine that the nature of it draining faster is because it's so loose. But it's really challenging. This tractor has a hard time staying straight on the soft ground. Catching up slowly. Louisiana in the competitive championship we've had since the virus ended sports for 2020. Still paranoid that I'm going to hit something out here. What time is it right now? It is 8:34 p.m. Central Mountain, no. Yeah, Central Time. Not Central Mountain Time, Central Time. Sorry. Hi from South Georgia. Hello, Grant. Hello from Russia. How's it going? Is it cold in Russia right now? What's the weather like in Russia? Someone commented on one of my videos in Russian, and so I Google translated a response to them back in Russian. I wonder if they think I speak Russian. I'm probably on a watch list now. Tyler's planting corn right now. Have fun, Tyler. Listen to some tunes for me. I can't do it right now because I'm on the YouTube. They don't like copyrighted music. I don't blame them. Hi from Jackson, Mississippi. Hello. That's a beautiful place. The tractor that Zach has is an 8RX 410, which is a straight frame tractor with 4 tracks, not a quad track. Is the differentiating, when he has 4 tracks, does that make it a quad track? Is it quad track, 4 tracks? I mean, I understand the frame differences. An 8R tractor is a fixed frame tractor, and a 9R is an articulating tractor. But does the articulation what makes it a quad track, or the fact that it has quad 4 tracks? I think that's kind of what makes it a quad track. I could be wrong. I don't know the specifics on it. Regardless, it's a sweet tractor. It's supposedly kind of, I've seen it kind of touted as a giant killer in terms of the fact that it can do the work of a larger tractor. I mean, a 400 horse, you can almost work ground with a 400 horse tractor. I just don't know that I would get a row track tractor. We got a 22-inch belt on it. If I was going tracks, I'd want like a 36-inch belt, and at that point, why wouldn't I get a 9R? They're all sweet though. I wonder if they're going to change the hood design on the 9R tractors now, because the 9Rs still, I guess you would say, have the old look, whereas this new 8R tractor has a new style, a new hood on it. Shout out to, oh man, I wish I could make this text bigger. Ryan? Shout out to Ryan Morse, if I'm reading that right. You guys are going to give me a flat tire here if I'm not careful. Hi from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Our snow finally melted. Are you planting already? Did you guys have some trouble last year when all that, I remember all the snow melted at once last year. Then we had that catastrophe with the Mississippi River being flooded. I saw some of the craziest pictures I've ever seen in my life on Twitter of farms up there that were barely holding off water. Hope you guys don't have to deal with anything like that again this year. Good luck. Texas farmer here. Well, heck, you're probably at home thinking about putting nitrogen on or spraying your corn or something now. Is it tasseling down in Texas? If you farm corn, I guess that some parts you probably don't. Okay, wow, I'm getting really far behind here. We're in central Illinois. I live in Greenville. From Mattoon, Illinois, right on Route 57, north of Effingham, 30 miles, maybe 25 miles, south of Champaign, 45 miles, Coles County. I usually just tell people that aren't from Illinois that I'm about 3 hours south of Chicago, and that usually gets the message across. If you're not from Illinois, I really doubt you know where Champaign is. run starter fertilizer? No, we haven't. Not in furrow. We have run 30 pounds of in with our pre-emergence corn herbicide in years past. I don't know. That's something that they've done for years on farms. I just think it's kind of wasteful. I'm not a huge fan of spraying on 32. 32% UAN, that is a nitrogen solution. The data I've seen on starter fertilizer is that the one conclusive point they've made is that it makes a return when years are challenging. So last year, I think there would have been some merit in having a starter fertilizer, especially a blend of NP and K. I don't know if micros, I've never seen data on micros in a starter fertilizer. That might be beneficial too. But on years, like if this year stays at this pace, conditions in 2018, you're not going to see the return on a starter fertilizer in the equipment that it requires you to put in your planter. I mean, it's a massive investment to run liquid systems on your planter or dry systems. I'd rather run liquid, it's just easier. Shout out to all my farmers out there. Shout out to all my truck drivers on the interstate right now. I'm right on Route 57. A lot of people going by. How old are you and how long have you been farming full-time on your family farm? So, I do answer a lot of these questions. Every video I put a biography type deal underneath them. It's the same one. The first paragraph is about the video. The rest of the video summary description is the same copy and pasted description. A little bit of background on myself and my family, just to give you like a very sky-high view of who we are and who I am. So my name's Andy. I'm 23 years old. I'm going to be 24 in about a month. I farmed with my family since I graduated from the University of Illinois. I got a bachelor's degree in crop sciences. I graduated 3 years, so that would put me at, I've been farming. I'm not very good with time in years. If you can't tell my videos, I'm usually off when I quote something. It'd be about 4 years ago. Well, I guess 3 years ago. So I've been farming 3 years ago. I started on a harvest season, so I started midway on a crop, and I graduated May. And I've been working on the farm for almost 3 years now. Time flies, huh? My family's been farming in this area for trying out my tongue. My family's been farming in this area for probably be over 120 years now. The late 1800s. I need to do a 23andMe. I think that'd be kind of neat, one of those DNA tests. But then do you want the government to have your DNA? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I always see people say that. It's a fair argument. Alright. Try to do my best. You guys are going to be in big trouble if you make me drive over something trying to answer your questions. Texas farmer, start from Hershey. Ooh, Hershey, Pennsylvania. Is that where Hershey chocolate is made? Actually, fun fact, when I was a little kid, I used to know a guy that moved to my town that was from Hershey. And I specifically remember him when he introduced himself to our class, this was when I was in elementary school, about how he was from the town where Hershey's Kisses are made, but maybe that was a different town. I'm not an expert on that. How many acres total are you farming? If you guys ask that question enough, you can figure it out yourself. Just do some calculating. You can at least work for it. Can you do more videos? I'm trying my best to get the videos out. The editing is what takes me the longest. It's 9 o'clock. I probably won't finish this field till close to 10, maybe even 11. And then we're looking at editing is going to take me, I've got 2 days worth of footage, like probably 6 or 7 hours. It takes me ages to edit these videos. I'm trying to do my best though. I would rather not put out a video than put out a video of substandard quality. Like the videos? Thank you, Eric. Glad to have you. Ontario ag guy. Hey, how's it going, bud? I love all your videos. Thank you, Marquise. Thanks for tuning in. Windling? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing one's name. The text is really small and I'm kind of bouncing around. It's hard to read. Windling Farms. I'm in the Effingham, Illinois area, and I have started a YouTube channel called Windling Farms. Awesome, man. I'll try and tune in. I've got a couple people I need to watch. I've been so busy. Go check out his channel. I'm a cotton farmer. I'm chilling at home, prepping day-to-day till May. Have you planted your cotton? I don't even know. Is cotton a vegetative crop where it just has to grow like corn? Does it have like a growing degree unit, or soybeans is a day length based photo period? Really on the lookout for the standpipe, wherever it is. I'm trying to read these comments. We're done planting corn. About to start peanuts and cotton. Okay. Peanuts and cotton. That's interesting. I will say that a cotton harvester is one of the neatest pieces of equipment I've ever seen. Or a baler. Maybe is it a baler? Sorry, I don't know anything about them. I believe it bails it. Greetings from Uruguay. How's it going? We build buses for Champaign, Illinois, West Central Minnesota. Well, Steve, chances are that if you build buses for the city of Champaign, that I have ridden in one of those buses. When I went up to school, like if there's a public transportation bus up at the U of I did ride on those quite a bit to class. Then I got a motorcycle. That was just better. More convenient way to travel in a campus environment. Did you go to college? Yes, Ontario ag guy. I went to the University of Illinois. Guys, video description. Just read it. I'm happy to answer as many times, but if you have questions, I did cover some very basic stuff in there. Colin Cole, how's it going? I'm right by the cold cheese bait sign. If that's still in business. You out working ground somewhere tonight, Colin? That's what the GPS is for. Well, yeah, that is what the GPS is for, but if the GPS is not going to stop me from running over a piece of metal sticking out of the ground and doing a couple $1,000 worth of damage to these tires, it helps to pay attention. It's when you start to get arrogant. You start to get arrogant is when you get in trouble. I know I'm not beyond running something over and doing a lot of damage, so I am going to pay attention. What population are you planning? Okay, here we go. Ontario ag guy. You're closer. Hey, see, someone who can do some math. Good job, bud. I didn't mean that as I'm not trying to mock you. You literally just look at our barn, count our seed corn, and do some math. It's like a take-home quiz. Population are you planting beans? I plant all of our beans at the same population. Sorry, that's probably loud. Wait, orientation is blocked. Okay. All of our beans are the same population. It says 153,000. I'm planning closer to my target is 100. My target's 165, but we're off a little bit, so we've calibrated down, I guess you would say. It's probably because I'm driving kind of fast. But that's the display I watch all day. I don't ever actually look behind me because I just watch everything in my mirrors. You pretty much see the whole planter. And it's not a whole lot to watch. It's only 40 foot wide. Kind of rough. Fine. Put you back to where you belong. Okay, perfect. Hello from North Carolina. Hello, I can't read your first name. Jackie? How's it going, Jackie? Nice to have you here. Cotton pickers are cool, but they're really expensive. I bet. Those new S-Series combines, the 7 Series, they're probably rivaling a cotton picker at this point. But they do have foot pegs. For $600,000, you get a combine with foot pegs. I mean, I think they're better call them stirrups. Have you ever been hunting before? I've been duck hunting. Maybe goose hunting. Not quite sure. I've gone fishing. That's kind of hunting for fish. When I was young, I did have a brief try into deer hunting, but I just never really followed through with it. I got a lot of equipment. Didn't end up having the desire to do that. Just not a big hunter. Not the type of quest. Although I do enjoy mushroom hunting, which I wish I was not working right now. I'd be out hunting for morel mushrooms. Well, you guys still facing forward? Sorry, I thought you were looking at me that whole time. But yeah, right now is when all the morel mushrooms pop up out of the ground. Pretty much an overnight thing. If I was not here, I'd probably be doing that. Tom's got someone pulled over. You guys used to the beeping yet? I'll hear that when I'm at home sleeping. I'll hear beeping in my ears. Yes, you're still in business. I actually work for Bex Hybrids now, processing plants south of Neoga. That's awesome. You work in conjunction with their plant out of Effingham then too? I don't know if they treat anything there or not. You wouldn't know unless you did some research how much work goes into seed processing. One of my good friends' family runs a seed facility up in northern Illinois. They have a family-owned hybrid seed company. And I went up there, and I've never been to a seed corn processing plant, and I was just astonished by the level of technology, the knowledge they have to do this stuff. It's those people that make my job easy. Planting, harvesting, the field work is its own set of challenges, but a lot of ducks are put in a row for us by powers beyond us, I guess you'd say. I don't think that's the right word. We just don't have to worry about a lot of things because we're provided with such good products. We start planting early May, given variety type, all the way up until June, 150 to 180 day growing period. That's just growing, like days of growing, or is that growing in days? You were talking about cotton, right? Cotton is I've seen some things where they say cotton is extremely sensitive to wind and dust. Was it? Is it like a dust storm will ruin a cotton crop? Hello from Chatsworth, Georgia. How's it going? Is it warm down there? Is it 80 degrees in Georgia right now? Beautiful area. What's up, Gage? I am 10 and farm with my great grandpa. That's awesome. You gotta start young. I started when I was probably that. I started a lot younger than that, but a lot of people take farming for granted. In the modern day, it's something that you almost have to be born with the opportunity to do. That's why I'm glad to share with you guys our farm, what we do, try and explain some of the things I've learned over my years. And I'm still very new in this industry. Still got the paint on me. And I bet your grandpa loves your help. Nathaniel Lee, I have watched some of his videos. I try not to watch too much of other agricultural people and YouTube video creators because I don't want their style to rub too much off on me. I like to be unique, and I find that if I look up at the people with large followings, obviously they've got that for a reason, but I'd rather my following be because of my own success and not because I just copied their formula. What is the longest day corn we can get away with by us? The longest we'll plant on our farm is 114-day corn. If you had a dryer, a decent drying system, you could probably roll the dice on pushing to 118-day corn, I'd say, give or take. That's just a risk you're going to run into. We'd rather plant 114-day corn. If we get it in the ground like this 114-day corn, we'd plant all of ours by now. But if it's planted the second week of April, it's going to be 14% come first week of October. We won't have to fire up a dryer. Storage will be a breeze. And dryers are a massive investment. I notice a lot of these northern farmers almost seems like you have to have a dryer to grow a corn crop. We've got a shiver system, but I wouldn't really call it a high-speed drying system, maybe a couple hundred bushel an hour. Built long before our combines were capable of 3,000 or 4,000 bushels an hour. We'd overrun that pretty quickly. Might catch back up on comments here. I think being a little trickster. Ready about. Thanks, I appreciate it. Like the beep. You just don't hear it enough. I was running my planter for a couple hours today, and the beeping gets really annoying. Yeah, you probably don't like coming on YouTube and listening to it. It's just one of those sounds. It's a case of the boy who cried wolf, because there is a point when that planter starts beeping that it's important. But when it's beeping on the inrows like this as I'm turning, that serves no purpose other than just to annoy me and now you. Guys around us talk about heat units. What you guys say 105-day corn. Heat units. Well, I'm not sure specifically what you mean when they say they talk about heat units, because when you look at a corn hybrid, 108-day corn, and don't quote me on this, I would say that means it probably takes 108 days to mature. I don't know if that's physiologically mature. Really not positive. I'd have to research a little bit more before I set anything in stone about that. But if it's 108-day corn, that consists of a lot of growing degree units. I'd say 108 to 114-day corn. That's probably 3,000 to 4,000 growing degree units, somewhere in there. I'd never realized how much terminology differs across farm country until I got on YouTube. Someone asked me in the comments the other day, they said, like, where do people start calling field cultivators diggers? I said, well, I've never heard that term in my life until I got on YouTube. You said it to me, I would think like a shovel. I remember to turn my diff lock on. So we work closely money right there. Double crop beans. Cut 100 bushel wheat and cut 60 bushel beans. You're laughing to the bank. We don't grow any of that, but it'll probably work well. Cotton will blow onto the ground in high winds. Well, it's just like corn. Spray your fungicide. Any in-furrow fertilizer with soybeans? Nope. Put them in the ground. The only thing that's been done to this ground at this point has been field cultivated. So it's not exactly a stale seedbed. I'm just not personally sold on the financial efficacy of starter fertilizer. It might work on some farms with more challenging soil types, but this farm I'm on right now has, I'm pretty sure the CEC rating on this farm is like 36. Its PI index, its productivity index is north of, I would say, 140, which is the best, some of the best farm ground that you can get. Now this has an issue with drainage, which a lot of productive ground has as well. You see all the interstate traffic behind me? One of these days, something's going to sneak up on me in the field. Okay, chat, come on. Come on, chat, hold on. Oh, I have to scroll down. Have you ever been to Ohio? No, I don't know that I have ever been to Ohio. Home of the Buckeyes. What's up, Preston? How you doing tonight? Total period with harvest, and yes, it's sensitive to dust storms. A lot of farms around here are using strip till and cover crops to slow down the wind and dust storms. Yeah, I could imagine, especially in a warmer climate that has a lot of air conditions that dries out really quick, you'd have to have something down to keep the dust against the ground, or the dirt against the ground. Hello from New Jersey. I really enjoy your videos. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Longest day corn for us would be 85 to 95 day, and it all depends on the year in the northern part of Wisconsin. Yes, I had someone tell me in the video where I talked about growing degree units and what we plant on our farm, that they plant like, what do you say, he's up in Ontario maybe, or Saskatchewan, or, I'm sorry if I butchered that, I've never once tried to say that out loud. One of those Canadian provinces, he said they planted 70-day corn. This is wild. Everything's still bolted together. It looks fine. Helps to look every now and then. Hi from Iowa. Hello, Samuel. Your planter tires ever fell off? No. What kind of question is that? You asked that like it's a normal occurrence. Like your tire fell off the rim, or the rim came unbolted from the axle? I just started watching a couple weeks ago, and I was just curious if you've already mentioned who on your farm, or will you ever explain that? That's a good question. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I might need to do a video at one point and explain the lineage and hierarchy of our farm a little bit better. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Doing pretty good. Got planter fever. Gonna start tomorrow. Hey, it only takes one, Preston. It's amazing how quickly it escalates from we're not planting anything this weekend to getting called into work on Sunday at noon because the fields are ready. It just takes one guy out there with a planter. We're usually one of the first ones in our area to plant. I wouldn't say first, but we're up there. But we have to. Sometimes we plant a little bit ahead of optimal just to get some acres covered. Does the coronavirus scare me? I'm not a medical professional. I don't know that I really can give an opinion other than I don't have an opinion. The people who know much more than me seem to be afraid, but you see a lot of mixed opinions online. It's unfortunate how well you can see everyone's thoughts and opinions on social media because it really biases you. Would you rather plant or harvest? I would rather plant. I'm the grain cart guy in the fall, and it's kind of a boring job. The wheel bearings went out. Ooh. Too much grease? What interstate are you planning by? This is I-57. Goes straight north, or I guess it pretty much goes straight from the south side of Illinois all the way up to Chicago. More on the eastern third of the state. Yeah, guys, I've been watching videos of all now, guys. Started I mean, that's when you know you're in trouble, is when you're getting planter fever from people on YouTube. If that was the case, I would have been planting in like March, watching guys down in Texas planting. Heck, in South America, they're already started on their second crop. Oh man, it's a lot of the same. I see a lot of the same. There's a planter behind me, interstate ahead of me. Oh, it's getting kind of warm. You said the conditions are looking good for tomorrow. Good. Good luck. Stay safe out there. I hope you have a great crop. I'm a 14-year-old first-generation hay farmer from southern Iowa. That's awesome. I wouldn't know the first thing about hay, other than that it's for horses. How big is the field you're in? I'm in a field that is 122 acres. I started on it about an hour and a half ago. The sun was still up when I started on it. I've been on the lookout for a standpipe, not a tile inlet standpipe, but an old oil well that's capped off out here. There is the upper part of the pipe is still out of the ground. I don't want to run it over. It'll be an interesting video, but we don't have those kind of mishaps happen that often. I love your videos. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Anything you guys want to see? Not in a hurry. I'm about 30 miles west of I-57 and 30 south of 64. West of I-57. I'm trying to think of where 64 is. Where's 64 at? Is that more northern? Soybeans, what do you like to see in your P levels? Oh man. I'm not going to comment on that one. I've seen a lot of different views on P and K levels. I've seen soil scientists claim that you don't actually need K because the soil is a massive reservoir of K. And that was at my university. A lot of interesting opinions on that one. Here's my soil recommendation. If you want to grow the best corn crop you've ever grown, you start a hog farm and you knife in every drop of the hog manure into your ground, and you will grow monstrous corn crops. terms of soil test levels, off the top of my head, I don't remember the P2O5 levels. I think that's the ratio they use to measure that in soil test. Or the K2O5. I'm not an expert on that. We shoot out here. We shoot for a minimum 200 pounds of potash, 200 pounds of DAP. That's a minimum. So every acre is going to see, like I said, every acre on a 2-year rotation is going to see at least 200 pounds of DAP and 200 pounds of potash. Some might see 250, some might see 300. A lot of times you're going to see the P or the DAP number tied in the same. So if you bump up 150, you're going to see the other go up 50 just because they're usually blended that way. It's easier. You know, if we have a custom guy come in to put on our DAP and our potash, he doesn't have to mix them in 2 separate ratios. He just bumps them up 1 for 1 as he goes up. Oh, it's raining. My GoPro's out in the field somewhere. I didn't lose it. Look at that, it's raining. It's a nighttime shower. You really can't even tell on the iPad. Southern runs into 57 at Mountain River. Okay. Glenn Randall will farm your ground. Who's Gage Wetzel? Get this guy out of chat. Zero-till farmer. Did you attend university college education? Yes, I attended the University of Illinois. One of the finest agricultural institutions in the world. It's so dark and dusty that I actually have no clue how far into this field I am other than how many acres I planted. It's such a large field that I can only see the area around me that's lit up. I think Illinois zero-till. Are you saying you do zero-till? Every practice has its place, and if you can make that work on your farm, that's excellent. We've always been tillage people, and we seem to have seen a positive return in terms of yield on running our rippers. I'd like to see a little bit better side-by-side data on our farm as to whether or not there's any actual yield increase to be made on running a ripper versus a vertical till or not working at all. We're probably going to work at least a little bit. Our corn crops produce so much residue in here that we like to have incorporated, because 2 years, if we're doing a soybean corn rotation, you know, working your ground before going into soybeans is even more of an advantage for the corn stalks to get decomposed. They go through the soybean season. They're still present out there when you plant corn again. And corn residue is one of the largest housing agents, that's not the best word, but one of the largest homes of corn pathogens. They overwinter in tissue in the ground, and when the corn's back out there, they're smart enough to come to life when the temperature, humidity, moisture is correct, and they'll attack corn seedlings and even grow corn plants. A lot of those affect seedlings more than mature plants. A lot of stalk rots, which I guess a stalk rot is more of it does both. I think I might plant corn next week. Good luck, Preston. Hey, it's not going to grow in the box, man. You just got to plant it. Super cool how early you were able to plant. We are still a few weeks away here in Western Ontario. Well, you know what? I'll respond with, it's cool that you can even grow those crops that far north. I wasn't even aware of how how impressive Canadian agriculture was in the last 3 or 4 years. Seeing these Canadian farmers on Twitter, the scale up there, it's like Australia practically. Obviously a little bit different climate. You guys put down anhydrous there. We put down some anhydrous in the fall, about a half rate. I believe, I don't remember if we did 100 or 120 pounds of actual in applied. The year previously, we were 100%, so in the fall of 2018, we put on 100% anhydrous as our entire nitrogen, and then we would come back in with our pre-plant herbicide. We put on another 30 to act as a starter. Needless to say, after all the rain we had, I think we would have been much better off having at least some type of side dress worked into our nitrogen equation. I don't know if it was solely due to the depth of the nitrogen from leaching, or if the corn roots were just so rotten and short from all the moisture we had, but I think there would have been tremendous gains to be made, or at least marginal gains to be made on our farm had we had a safer nitrogen approach. That's why we're incorporating a nitrogen pass in the spring. So we're going to come back in with a 32 bar and run a culture through and then drip the nitrogen into the slot. Now there are guys, there's everything here. People do full anhydrous, people do full 32 side dress, some people spread urea, some people spray 32 on full rate. Every farm's different. Is there better ways to do it? I'm sure there are. It's about efficiency. We're trying to grow the biggest crop we can without cutting corners. You don't want too much nitrogen on, but you don't want to be caught without enough. When it's July and your corn plant's fired up all the way to the ear, you know you're in trouble. Love the videos. Thank you, Lane. I think I've already been here in comments. Do you prescription fertilizer, or do you flat rate certain fields? So we'll soil test every field, not necessarily on a grid, but we like to get an accurate representation of different areas of the field. It's very obvious when you go out into a field, especially in our area, where the different soil types are. Hills are going to be different. Visually, you can usually just tell what ground is a different soil type. So we'll sample like that, and then kind of base our decision on the farm on that. So our fertilizer recommendations are going to be based, or decisions, are based on the soil test results on the individual farm, not on the whole farm. As I said, we put on the minimum rate. Dusty. Sounds like they flat rate. Yeah, we do flat rate on the farm. So one flat rate across an entire field. We change it based on the nutrient requirements. Thoughts on irrigation. We have a 30-acre hobby farm with a well, bounce around a little bit, pond, pump, and gun irrigation. Think about switching to subsurface. What's your name? I'm not sure. We were asked about the irrigation. Really out of my wheelhouse. We're rain fed out here. We can grow massive crops with just Mother Nature. The biggest consideration, I believe, to drainage or to irrigation is your level of drainage. A lot of farms that put up a cinder pivot or use irrigation of some kind often have plenty of capacity for water drainage from a sandy soil, but they lack the amount of moisture they need to keep that sandy soil, that well-drained soil, not keep it from being thirsty. Our ground is too expensive here to justify putting up a pivot. Maybe if we were involved in some kind of a specialty crop, hybrid seed corn production, seed beans, you don't really need it in this area. Something you want to guarantee a good product. I would maybe consider an irrigation. I can't think of one center pivot within probably 40 miles of here, or just irrigation at all. And subsurface, I have no clue about that. Why no front duals? Well, to be honest, we didn't think we needed them when we ordered these tractors. Our thoughts have kind of changed on that a little bit. At least mine has. Anything you guys want to see? Take you around the planter if you want to see anything on it. Now, there's no reason for you to be beeping at me. What do you guys run for rippers? They're John Deere 512 disc rippers. One is a lot newer than the other. One of them's like 15 years old. I'm probably 20 years old now. The other one's just 2 years old. It's got a rolling basket on it. It makes a huge difference. They move a lot of soil. They're not necessarily the greatest at cutting up the soil. They more flip and turn. I wish they had narrower disc gangs on it to cut the soil up, because when we come back in and field cultivate the ground that's been ripped, we get a lot of dry clods on top, a lot of root balls that weren't cut up by the ripper. They were just turned over. Not a massive issue. The no-till coulters on this planter just plow right through them. We do anhydrous here in spring. I'm right on the line, Preston, where farmers start to trend more towards spring anhydrous. You get much south of our farm, that's their method of choice, is spring anhydrous. You get much more north, excuse me, I don't know why I had the hiccups. You get to the north at all, you'll start to see guys putting it on in the fall. Probably a soil type difference, but also a temperature difference. They say Route 16 is the dividing line in Illinois between the good farm ground and the bad farm ground. Side-by-side trials compare between vertical tillage and no-till. You'll often find a very slight increase in the till ground. Often does not cover the cost of fuel and maintenance of the equipment to perform the tillage. Thus, we try to stick to minimal tillage. And that's great. That's why you have to run those trials and record accurate data. It's extremely easy, and you can be lazy and just take the data that's given to you by salesmen and other people, plots, other things you see, but doing the research on your farm has a lot of merit. And you can make decisions that'll help increase your bottom line, help increase your revenue. I guess in your case it'd be decreased expense, but what works up there may not work here, and it may not work down the road. I literally cannot see anything. Still have not located that next pipe. You hear me yell, that's why I ran it over. In Ontario, we are surrounded by the Great Lakes, which gives us more heat and rain than you would think. Huh. Some kind of lake effect deal. You get a lot of snow too because of it. Joe, hey Joe. What is the time here? It is 8:20 here. It's 9:24. How many acres have I done? I've done 109 acres. I'm actually getting close to being done with this field, I think. Time flies when you're having fun. Look how long my hair is getting. I need a haircut. All the hair cutteries are closed. Hello from South Georgia. What is the temperature in your area? It is 66 degrees Fahrenheit there. 57 degrees here at the moment. That's according to my watch, which is according to the Weather Channel. The tractor actually may say somewhere what the temperature is. How many acres will you plant tonight? I'm about done. I've got 20 acres or so left. Hopefully I have enough seed to finish it. Have you looked into adding another crop into rotation? No, honestly, not really. There's not a lot of crops besides corn and soybeans that make sense in our area. You can try wheat. A double crop wheat would be a little bit of a change of pace, but not uncommon. I know there's farmers trying out different fibrous crops. There are some farms that actually do plant pumpkins. They'll plant pumpkins. I haven't seen one in the last few years. We had a neighbor 3 or 4 years ago plant a field of pumpkins. There's a town in west central Illinois, I believe near Peoria, called Morton, Illinois. And that's the pumpkin capital of the world. Illinois is the leading producer of pumpkins, just so you know. Oh, it's the road. Hello, South Georgia. How full are you? I haven't eaten dinner, if that's what you're asking. If you want to bring me something, you can. I'm just kidding. I probably got 10 units on each side, give or take. Hopefully 10 units, I can finish the field. Actually, no, I wouldn't be able to finish the field 10 units. Show us the road. So if you looked at adding that, no, I answered that. Would you rather be planting beans right now or playing Warzone? And why would you rather be playing Warzone? Hey, you got to get the work done before you can play. It would be kind of fun to play. I need to bring an Xbox to the tractor and try to play the tractor. That'd be sweet. Okay, that would cause some major damage. You need a cattle clipper. That sounds kind of painful. Is that just like a pair of shears? Need some 710 duals on that girl. Yeah? Probably not a bad idea. Need some tracks. Just turn her into a half track. Wouldn't even need front wheels. Is that a 24 high speed exact? No, this is a 40 foot 1632 16 row 32 inch or I'm trying to, when they describe a planter, they would refer to it as a 16R32. So it's a 16 row planter with 32 row functionality. So you could plant corn with this if you wanted to. You would just have to leave your extra rows put up. I never describe it like that. I usually just describe it as a 40-foot planter. 1790, just standard hydraulic. I believe it's a Maximerge, or what the row units are. Maybe not. The other planter I don't have the privilege of running is the 60-foot Exactamerge. Absolutely phenomenal planter. If I was in the Exactamerge planter, I would have had this field done in less than 2 hours. And I've been here for like 4 hours. How competitive is renting land around your area, and what is the average cost per acre? That's a great question. I'm trying to think of the best way to answer this. It's extremely competitive. We're in a very fertile area. Central Illinois is, I guess I would think, everywhere is competitive. Central Illinois has some of the highest cash rents I've ever heard of. You've got, I would say for managed ground, you're going to be paying a minimum, and I say minimum, $325 an acre, maybe $300 if you're lucky. I know that there are farmers who pay rents upwards of $400 an acre, probably more than that. Very large farms. I'd be fascinated to see how they do that. Just the scale of large farms is something to be scared of. They scare me. Their cost of production is probably a lot lower than ours. But yeah, anywhere on good ground from $300 to $400 an acre. If it goes up for a public bid, I wouldn't be surprised if the ground didn't, even for this year, if the ground went up for bid right now, you could probably guarantee that it went for almost $400 an acre. Privately held ground is different. You never know. You know, there's guys who have crop share leases. There's guys who have custom leases with a cash rent and a bonus. There's a lot of different ways to come to an agreement that you and the landowner both benefit from. What's your favorite tractor, and have you been a John Deere fan your whole life? Thank you for the question, Jason. Well, Jason, I didn't have a choice. I was born into this. This is what color our equipment was when I was born. I was riding in 9600 combines when I was a kid. I think the 9600 was a combine. I don't know, we had one catch on fire. My favorite tractor, it'd be easier for me to name you the tractors I don't like than which ones I do like. I would say my favorite tractor is the 9460R that I run the grain cart on. It's hard to beat a large tractor. Oh, so you're saying planting soybeans. We're still planting corn. We plant corn and soybeans at the same time. We have two planters. Actually, I said in one of my previous videos, a lot of research is indicating that earlier planted soybeans are not as risky as what we were led to believe, at least what I was led to believe as I was younger. I know that it was very, almost taboo. This may be word for word what I said in my video, but it's almost taboo for farmers to plant soybeans before they plant corn. But that paradigm has shifted in the last 3 or 4 years. A lot of data is showing that earlier planted soybeans have just as much, if not more, yield potential. And if we can get crops in the ground and not have to worry about them taking a hit of yield, something out in the field there, I don't know what that is. And that's good for us. Less strain on our health, less strain on our equipment. And that ExactEmerge planter, oh man. I watched Millennial Farmer driving that thing 9 miles an hour with a 400 horse tractor. Oh. That thing's capable of 13 plus. They plant better at 11 than they do at 9. They plant better at 12 than they do at 8. If that makes any sense. I don't think it does, but that's just the way it works out. I have no idea where this pipe is. What is a good corn and soybean yield around there? Well, it depends on the year. Every year is going to be different. If I told you my yield goal for this year, it would be that on an individual field basis, I'd like to have one field average 100 bushel per acre. That is, I don't think that is outlandish, but that's still a monumentous feat for us. Our highest field average we've had was 2 years ago, just across the road here, planted 30-inch rows, to the elevator, weighed at the elevator, out of the field, 92 bushel an acre. And that's nothing special. Nothing special. Fungicide, insecticide, 30-inch rows, which we had committed to running this planter on every bean acre at that point. Corn yield, I would like for our farm to average 240. I think that is optimistic. Is it impossible? No. You had 18, a fantastic crop year. Our corn average was above 240. Last year was right around 200, actually less than 200. So our soybeans last year were all just above 70, which was phenomenal. Especially some of the reports I heard of other people's soybeans did not yield that well. Ours were excellent. We just grow good beans. I think it's because I drive the planter. It's got to be that. I know I'm getting close to this pipe. I probably already ran it over. But I just got a set of flat tires on the planter. Do you do all of your own editing? Yes, I do. And that's what kind of takes me a little bit of time to get these videos turned over, and that's why a lot of times 1 day's worth of video might turn into 2 days or 3 days, because it takes me to put a video together to the standard I want it. It's going to take me 5 to 6 hours minimum to edit it. That's a lot of time, but I'm very efficient on a computer. What is that? Is it fun? Oh, I I think that was like a floor mat out of a car. Must have came from the interstate. How many planting? How many percent of our acres? Corn, we should be getting close to, I'd say 80 to 85% done planting corn. Soybeans were probably 70%. We've really pushed the envelope this year. Katie, if you're in here, where's that third standpipe out in this field? I know it's going to sneak up on me here one of these days. I'm headed north. Any gleaner combines in your area? Oh, with a transverse rotor. I don't know a single thing about gleaners. I have heard them referred to as the silver cedar before. I think that's a hilarious nickname. I think one of our neighbors runs a gleaner combine. Its threshing assembly, I could not tell you. We run 2 Deere combines, just bullet rotors. I want to get my hands on one of those X Series combines. Those things are dual rotor. Maybe tri-rotor. How far are you from Carthage? Honestly, I'd have to look. I don't even know where my phone is. That town sounds really familiar. Very far. I'm very far from Carthage. I am about almost 4 hours from Carthage to the south, or no, to the east-southeast, or the east-southeast. How fast are you going right now? Looks like you're cruising. I'm going decently fast. Maybe 7. We'll say 7. Makes a lot of sense. We just entered corn and beans at the same time. In the future, I hope to convince the old man to do both at the same time. Was that lightning? Did you just see that? What was that? That had to have been lightning. Oh no. I really hope it doesn't rain on these beans. And my GoPro's out in the field somewhere. I've got to do it a time lapse right now. Having 2 planters is a luxury for us. And years ago, and I had a great question in the comments on, I think, the last video, where they're asking about, you know, he sees a lot of grading drills in his area. Why do we have planters as opposed to drills? And at one point in time, a drill was what you had, or a seeder is what you would have on a farm. And as corn became more prevalent in there was a greater understanding of row spacing and the need for accurate placement, farmers invested in planters to do so. Eventually the grain drill got cast out the window and they ended up planting both crops with just one planter. You know, in the last 20 years, maybe even 15 years, 20 years, they started inventing really productive planters that are larger. They have the DB planters going up to under 20 foot. You know, 24-row planters, so 60-foot planters aren't that uncommon anymore. So a lot of farmers just use their planters. They plant corn, they plant beans. We could plant corn with this, but we don't need to. The other planter is so fast, it's so accurate, it doesn't matter. The row units on this planter are not the same caliber as ExactEmerge row units. These are mechanically driven by hydraulics. So that's the mechanical drive is by hydraulics. There's a hydraulic control unit with a solenoid that controls flow based on the Green Star monitor here. It determines seeding rate on that. Just not as accurate. There's chains, there's drives. Whereas the ExactEmerge unit has a motor, actually 2 motors on every row, electric motors, highly precise, highly accurate. How many hours on this tractor? If I told you 360 hours, would you believe me? It makes a lot of sense if you run both planters. Okay, I just read that. How fast you go? What downforce do you have on the row cleaners? This doesn't have row cleaners. No-till coulters, no row cleaner. The whole unit is held down by the airbags, just air down force. Nothing special. We're planting soybeans here. It's a controlled spill. If there's not a little bit on the ground, you plant them too deep. What brand seed does your farm most use? We use a good diversity of seed. We have our largest portion of our seed is Pioneer and then the Calabasas. Two of the biggest fish in the sea in the seed corn world. Both make phenomenal products. Rush wants to know, when does Marty go live? Sometimes I'm worried Marty's going to show up to work with his shoes tied together. I'm not going to try to get him on an iPad. It's almost a full-time job for me keeping his iPad and his tech side running on that planter. You have more acres in corn or soybeans, even split. We just run a standard 50-50 rotation corn soybeans. On the west side of the state, and he is on the east side. There you go. I'm more on like the, I guess you'd say I'm on the east side. I'm pretty close to Indiana. Chopped up editing and farm education you do. Speak on YouTube. Keep up the great work. Continue to explain all the facets of farming. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. 8 rounds. I'll go for parts when you hit it. That's probably a night. If I hit that standpipe, that's just a night ender. We'll park the planter. We'll fix it tomorrow. Hey, just joined. I just got done with cultivating. Well, thanks for tuning in. I can't believe after you got done farming, you want to come farm with me. So is that planter a max emerge? I think it's a max emerge. I believe they're max emerge units. So do you just plant late season, early, or good mix? A good mixture. We like to have a nice spread of soybean varieties and photo periods. That way we don't have them all mature at the same time. Tongue-tied. We like to have some shorter season beans ready to cut, because when soybeans are ready to cut, you drop everything. I don't care how many acres of dry corn you have, you cut your soybeans when they're ready to cut, because if you don't, it may be April before you get back to them. There was actually a farmer in the area, I have no idea who, that just cut a field of soybeans, and this is in central Illinois, so this is wild. Cut a field of soybeans like last week. I would not believe that unless I saw it with my own eyes. Well, I didn't see it with my own eyes, I saw it on social media, but that's something they do in the Dakotas. Not down here in God's country. I know for a fact we're getting close to this pipe. I mean maturity. Were you talking about corn? If you're talking about, oh, I see it. Look at that, guys. We finally located it. I told you, that's a flat tire waiting to happen. How should we approach this? It's always interesting what way you decide to go around it. Alright. Live action. From the tractor cab. We're going to the right. Turn my diff lock off. like to go back across till I hit my row shutoffs on the other side. It makes it look a lot cleaner. Back to you in a second, guys. Hey, gals. Duty calls. Ah, that's such a relieving noise. You hear the auto steer kick back on? Okay. We're actually getting close to the last pass of this field. This one a lot quicker than I thought it would. Watching from California. Good content. Thank you. I appreciate it, Alex. Own all of your acres. It's a private question. Having fun. Who said that? Brian? Just another day in the life, Brian. I'd be having more fun if I could listen to music right now, but I can't because we're live on YouTube. No soybeans. I just didn't know what you meant. What I mean, but you did. Yeah, so back to what you were saying about soybean maturities. There's really no yield drag or loss of yield potential in these shorter season beans. Years ago, I would say that there was, but these shorter 3 beans, even 2.9 beans in our area, have out-yielded and competed with, I guess I would say out-yielded, but they've competed with longer season beans. We'll be anywhere from I think the shortest season bean I put in the ground this year is a 3-1. Group 3-1 soybeans. I don't know why you're beeping at me. And the longest I'm putting in the ground is a group 4. We will have no issue at all, knock on wood, I guess. Anything's possible. But we should have theoretically no issue even getting a group 4 cut. We planted one farm extremely early for the year last year of group 4 soybeans. First week of May, second week of May, beginning at like the 8th. And the highest yielding beans we had. But keep in mind, they were planted early because they were on inherently better ground for the year because it was dry. The field was one of our first ones to dry. It was one of our first ones to get planted. It set it up for a good year because it's just well-drained ground. How late are you guys working tonight? I usually don't work this late. It's almost 10 o'clock, but this is a big field. Hi, Allie. Zach, a guy around here had quite a few fields of soybeans. Man, I wish this is not so hard to read. You cut. I can tell when I don't have my diff lock on. I can just feel it veering. Cut them beginning of April. I'm sorry, this is really challenging for me to read. Plenty of good days to cut them. Yeah, I really think that you're doing yourself a disservice. You should get your beans cut. It's priority number 1. If you wanna leave your corn standing till January, that's fine. Corn's a little bit more resilient. Soybeans should not be left out. I'm in a 120-acre field right now. This entire area is about 600 acres or so, I think, but I'm just in a small field within a larger field. They won't all be the same. What is it, a rock? No, it's a remnants of an old oil well out here that was capped. They took away the pump arm, and it's just capped standpipe out in the ground. It's like a steel pipe straight out of the ground. What's your favorite tractor snack? That's a tough one. Pretzels. I'd probably go with pretzels. Or popcorn. I like popcorn. Well, folks, we just finished up out here. Dang. Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of everything. I like country music. I like hip-hop occasionally. I like EDM dance music. Everything. Let's find a good spot to head out of this field. It is always the worst when you end on the wrong side of the field. Like I've got maybe a third of a mile to go to get to the other side. We plant 3-3 to 4-7s, and 3-3 can do just as well as a 4-7. I know guys though that won't plant a group 4. Yeah, I mean that's something for us really hesitant to put a group 4 in the ground a lot longer than we're used to. Last year we just tried a sample of it and it turned out well. If the shorter season beans are going to yield as well as the longer season ones, why do you want longer season beans? Unless they have a better, I guess they're a safer bean, so their potential to yield that high is going to, on average, are going to yield high, versus a shorter season bean may need more specific conditions to yield well. Oh man, someone's out here watching. It's got to be Dad. Follows me around. All right, everyone. I'm headed out of the field right now. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to stop in and like one of the videos if you haven't already. I'm not sure what Dad's doing. Have a great night, guys. Peace out.